Imagine waking up one morning to a world that seems just a little bit warmer than usual. Nothing alarming, just a mild heat wave, something that happens from time to time. But what if that warmth kept intensifying, day after day, with no relief in sight? What if you discovered that the very source of life on Earth, the sun, was now on a path to consuming everything in its reach, including our home planet? This isn't just a distant possibility, it's the fate of Earth billions of years from now. But what if we didn't have billions of years? What if this entire process happened in just 1 month? Buckle up, because we're about to witness an accelerated apocalypse, where every second counts and survival becomes an impossible dream. Instead of 1 billion years, it would only take 4 days for the sun to become 10% hotter. This drastic increase in energy output would set in motion a terrifying series of events, ultimately leading to the complete destruction of Earth within just 1 month. That is, if anyone were still alive to witness the catastrophe unfold. On the first day, nothing would seem out of the ordinary. People would go about their daily routines, perhaps noticing a slightly warmer than usual morning but dismissing it as a typical heat wave. However, by day 4, the situation would take a dire turn. Scientists and space agencies across the world would be sounding urgent alarms as they observe the sun becoming 10% brighter and hotter. While this percentage may seem small at first glance, it would mark the beginning of an unstoppable chain reaction that would soon make the planet uninhabitable. As the days progress, this relentless increase in solar radiation would begin wreaking havoc on Earth's delicate climate system. The extra heat would cause oceanic temperatures to rise sharply, leading to rapid evaporation at an unprecedented scale. The sky would become dense with thick clouds of water vapor, intensifying the greenhouse effect and accelerating global warming. Coastal cities would experience extreme humidity, and heat waves would break all previous records. The air itself would feel heavy, thick with moisture, making it increasingly difficult to breathe. But this is only the beginning. The sun's powerful radiation would soon penetrate the Earth's upper atmosphere, triggering chemical reactions that break apart water molecules into their fundamental elements, hydrogen and oxygen. As hydrogen, the lightest element, escapes into space, the planet would begin losing its water supply at an alarming rate. The drying process would not be gradual, it would be rapid and irreversible. Rivers, lakes, and even entire oceans would start to diminish, leaving behind barren land and cracked earth. At the same time, radiation levels on the surface would become lethal, making it impossible for life to continue existing in the open. By this point, underground shelters may offer a temporary refuge, but survival would only be a fleeting hope. The rising temperatures would continue to seep deep into the Earth's crust, making even the deepest subterranean hideouts unbearably hot. Escape from this apocalyptic scenario would be impossible, as the entire planet is now caught in a runaway cycle of destruction. The once thriving Earth would be on the verge of complete devastation, with only a few days remaining before its final fate is sealed. As the sun heats up, more and more water from Earth's surface will evaporate into the atmosphere. This rapid evaporation will dramatically intensify the greenhouse effect, trapping even more heat and causing global temperatures to skyrocket at an alarming rate. The once refreshing ocean breezes will be replaced by oppressive, humid air that will make breathing a challenge. People will find themselves drenched in sweat, struggling against the unbearable heat that worsens by the hour. The rising temperatures will be just the beginning of Earth's downfall. The sun's high-energy radiation will penetrate deep into the atmosphere, breaking apart water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. The lightweight hydrogen will quickly escape into space, permanently depleting Earth's water reserves. With each passing day, the planet will lose more and more of its life-giving moisture, transforming lush landscapes into cracked, barren wastelands. Rivers will shrink, lakes will dry up, and the once mighty oceans will begin to retreat, exposing vast stretches of desolate seabed. As water disappears, the air will grow heavy with heat and toxic elements. Without water vapor to regulate the temperature, daytime heat will become blistering, while nights will offer no relief, remaining unbearably warm. The sun's radiation will be lethal, bombarding the surface with dangerous levels of ultraviolet and X-ray radiation, making outdoor survival impossible. Plants and animals will wither and die, leaving behind a planet devoid of life. Any remaining humans will be forced underground, seeking refuge in deep caves or artificial bunkers. However, even this desperate retreat will only buy time. The heat will continue to seep into the depths of the earth, making even the most fortified shelters inhospitable. The once thriving blue planet will be on an irreversible path to becoming an arid, lifeless rock, incapable of sustaining any form of existence. By day 16, the sun would be nearly 40% brighter, and Earth's oceans would begin to boil away. The atmosphere would dry up, leaving behind a barren and desolate landscape. The vibrant and diverse planet that once thrived with life would now be reduced to a lifeless rock. Around day 20, the sun would exhaust its hydrogen fuel and begin burning helium in its core. This transition would cause the sun to expand rapidly into a red giant, shedding its outer layers and growing in size. As it loses mass, its gravitational pull on Earth would weaken, causing our planet to drift slightly away. However, this movement would not be enough to escape the inevitable fate that awaited Earth. According to researchers Klaus Peter Schroeder and Robert C. Smith, our planet would only shift about 0.00 astronomical units, an almost imperceptible change in the grand scale of the solar system. This tiny adjustment would do nothing to counteract the sun's expansion as it transformed into a red giant. Swelling up to an enormous 1.2 astronomical units in diameter, the sun's outer layers would extend well beyond Earth's current orbit, leaving no chance for survival. As the sun's fiery tendrils reached outward, our planet would be completely engulfed within its outer atmosphere, a vast, searing inferno of plasma and superheated gases. Earth's protective magnetic field would be torn apart, exposing its surface to devastating solar winds and radiation. The extreme temperatures would cause the very elements that make up the planet to break down at the atomic level. As the friction with the sun's thick gaseous layers intensified, Earth would be pulled inward, following a spiraling death march towards the core of its devourer. In its final moments, the tremendous heat and pressure would vaporize the planet entirely, leaving behind only scattered particles of dust and metal drifting within the sun's glowing shroud. The world that once teemed with life, cities, and civilizations would be reduced to nothing, a fleeting whisper in the grand, indifferent cosmos. Earth would not be the only casualty of this event. Mercury and Venus would be the first to disappear, vaporized by the sun's growing heat. The rings of Saturn would melt, and distant Pluto, now much warmer, might even develop conditions that could briefly support an atmosphere or liquid surface. Unfortunately, 30 days is far too short for humanity to prepare for such a catastrophe. However, if we had billions of years to plan, we might develop an evacuation strategy or even find a way to relocate to another star system, but that is a story for another time.